to me, 50's kind of an enigma, like 50 Cent, right? I'll just sit, and I've done this, I'll sit and just listen to, like, G in the radio, where he'll just talk, but I can't get through one of his albums. You know what I'm saying? And I love 50, but it's like, you hear all that intelligence and all that stuff coming out, and all that charisma and all the funniness coming out, and like him just talking, sitting around talking about people, and then you get the music, and it's just like 16 hook, the hook, and it's like, whatever. But I think it's because we live in a fast culture. We live in McDonald's, immediate gratification, iTunes. It's about one song. It's about a single. It's not about an album. You can sell the single first. Well, you can iPod shuffle. It's about the shuffle lifestyle. You want to hear that, and you want to hear that, and then want to hear that. And there's really nothing there. When you go back to the album, you be like, there is no cohesion. There isn't anything there. It's just, either somebody's trying to. It's rare that you got the people who are actually trying to say something. A lot of people not trying to say nothing. And I don't want to say a lot of people, because everybody got their story to tell. You know what I'm saying? Rich Boy got a story to tell. Soldier Boy got a story to tell. It may be not as interesting as Nas' story to tell, or Mos Def's story, or Common's story, but it's still a story, and to him it's important and relevant to what he's doing. So I can't knock him for that, but it's like, compete, like take a little bit of time maybe.
I think it's there, just sometimes you have to dig a little bit deeper. It's not going to be given to you on TV or on the radio. You might have to read about something or find an artist that you're not just given. So it's not just given to you. Yeah,
I discovered MF Doom on kids with their signatures. It would be like The Mask, and it would be like MF Doomale. And I'm like, who the fuck is MF Doom? Like, who is Doom? What does this Doom do? And it would be like, listen, and he didn't, there were no videos, and none, all his is on YouTube and on his website and whatever. And he just got the break on the Adult Swim stuff or whatever. But it was like, who the fuck is Doom? And then I got into him, was like, oh my God. So I definitely feel you on you gotta search sometimes.
Well, I grew up listening to a lot of heavy metal bands, reading the thank you list inside and that's how you find out about bands. Because it's not given to you on the radio and on TV, So I think a lot of times in hip-hop, people don't do that.
It's rare. I still think there's people there that do. I just don't think it's like, even if you go back, right? You go back to the 80s, and you look at how many records they were really selling. You know what I'm saying? They might go gold. Gold was the shit. You know what I'm saying? And then somebody comes around and go platinum, and then Eminem come out and do stupid numbers. But then even he comes down to a certain point. There's still a core of fans who are going to go get a Nas album, no matter how whack they may think people say it is, or the reviews. You still got people who are going to go and get it. So I definitely think that there's still fan bases there, and it's not phenomenal, because nobody ever really had a phenomenal fan base, like some U2 shit. You know what I'm saying? Like U2 has a 90 million fans. You know what I'm saying? It's rare for rappers to have more than 500,000 fans. So it's like, I got 500,000 fans that are going to go buy my shit every time it comes out. They're going to go sell out every show that we do. So I still think it's there. It may just be the same people. It may not be new people. It's just the same people. And the new people, the new kids, the teenagers and the young cats, they coming up listening. Their heroes aren't Nas. You know what I'm saying? Just like our heroes ain't the Beatles. You know what I'm saying? Our heroes is probably more closer to like for me, in rock and roll, my heroes is like, honestly, is like fucking Coldplay and Tenacious D and shit like that, where it's like somebody that we, from the beginning, their first album, you know what I'm saying, and watched them rise, and was like, damn, that second album was garbage, but they came right back with that third one and fourth and fifth one. Like, we weren't there for the Beatles' first album. They got 30 albums or some shit, so we just caught it, the tail end of it, so we couldn't, how maybe our parents and grandparents was right there, and they was experiencing, they was teenagers in rebellion, and they was the voice for their rebellion and that shit like that. It wasn't for us. It was like, that shit's corny. This dude or that dude or fucking Meshuggah or some wild shit. You know what I'm saying? That's my hero. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are I've seen them growing from the fucking performing at VFWs all the way up to fucking, now they're selling out arenas and shit, So I think it's that. I think it's still there. I still think it's love from the fans, but it's just changing. You know, it goes up, it grows up, it grows up, it grows up.
Mm-hmm. That's funny to me that you know about my sugar.
Oh yeah, I used to produce a heavy metal band.
Oh yeah. Well, band was
it was called Faceless. They broke up out of Chicago. They broke up, but I saw it. You know what I'm saying? And I always see the same. It's always the same. You know what I'm saying? It never changes. You go to a hip hop show right now, and somebody come out. They come to Toronto, and it'll be 20 people there. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You go to a metal show, and it'll be like 20 people there. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But they might come, 6 months later, and there's 1,000 people there. You know what I'm saying? Or such and such there. But it's just the slow grind of it, slow, and it's not huge. 1,000 people ain't shit compared to 10,000 people, and 10,000 people ain't shit compared to an arena, and the arena ain't shit compared to somebody performing on the fucking Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. But it's a loyal fan base.
Yeah, loyal fan base. I think that's important, to be able to come out and knowing that you're gonna have 200,000-300,000 people every time that really fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? That really, really do. It ain't about a hit record. It ain't about a new radio. It's about, I'll fuck with dude.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I gotta ask you a bunch of these questions that I didn't make up. Jay-Z describes you as a breath of fresh air. Mm-hmm. How does it feel to get praise from him?
Feel good. He's one of the great. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of people consider him to be the best rapper alive.
He probably is. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He probably is. But good. I'm good friends with Jay, and knowing him from way back. Post signing Rockefeller turns down like a real history with dudes. So for him to come out in public, and that ain't the first time he did that, but I think it was more relevant because I'm a little bit more known, and But yeah, that shit feels real good.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, just to come up as a rapper, and I mean, Jay-Z knows who you are. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. From before though, the same way, he was one of the 20 people in that club. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z. And so he's watched it all the way up, so now he's still like a fan, I fuck with Lupe, for real, mm-hmm. As opposed to just Lupe's hot, and, I'm on one of his records, and, mm-hmm. go buy Lupe's album, mm-hmm.
Maybe he can see a little bit of his influence in you, in a way?
Yeah, definitely, I'll let him know, mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying, I went to sleep listening to Reasonable Doubt, mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying, on the floor, on the headphones, Reasonable Doubt, so it's definitely there, overt. I look at it as paying homage to him on a certain level, retracing your steps to learn and adding on and doing it better. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But you can never outshine the master because you always come back with some shit. It's oh, dang.
Okay. So, you were born and raised in Chicago.
Yeah, man. West Side Chicago.
Your mom was a chef. Dad was a karate instructor.
Karate instructor, engineer, military man, explosives expert. He was a Renaissance man for real.
A real MacGyver.
Yeah, musician, the whole shebang.
So, do you know any karate?
Yeah, I got 4 black belts.
Yeah.
4 black belts. Black belt in karate, 2 black belts in styles of samurai sword. Mm-hmm. Kendo and Aido, and the equivalent of a black belt in wushu, Chinese wushu, so kung fu and tai chi and all that stuff.
You ever compete or anything like that?
I used to when I was younger. Kind of lost the drive for it. It's more about the discipline and the actual art and loving it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. If you were gonna take somebody to Chicago, what would you show them as far as where you came from, This is not my question.
Cool. I just take them from all neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? So people can see where I really came from. Because people might have a misconception of Lupe Fiasco, and not even a misconception, Lupe Fiasco is a nerd who skateboarded and did all this other craziness. But he comes from this. No different from that guy. No different from Jeezy, or no different from Dude, or no different from that guy. He comes from the same place. But this is what happens when you look at it from a different perspective.
What do you think it is about where you came from that made you an artist or a rapper?
get the hell out of there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a prostitutes on the corner, people getting shot in your hallway, like all that. You don't want to be around that. And then you look at the avenues that you really have out to really go out. You know what I'm saying? Not to be somebody's lackey or nothing like that. You know, and it's slim. You know, you playing basketball or you doing music or you doing, you know. So you that kind of cliche, get out the hood kind of situation, but more to change it. You know, what can I really do to change that, change the perspective of that? So even if I can't go there and build up, you know, a fucking palace and everybody living in palaces and nothing like that, how can I make people change their perspective or assist them into looking at the best of what they have, you know? Mm-hmm. So that. Mm-hmm.
Do you ever still talk to your old group?
The past. Ha ha! We so broken up. That was like 7 years ago. So that was so disconjointed. And then we would never really. My real group is a group called the 1500s, and we that was like high school. My real like rap group. The pack was like 4 individual MCs put together at the last minute just to go get a record deal, you know. And so it was once that ended, you know, we just went back to being individual MCs, you know.
Okay. Let me see here. Finish this sentence. I want all my fans to ...
To live long and prosper.